A word that I can describe myself as and characterize myself with is family oriented. And personally, this goes hand in hand with gratefulness. I am so incredibly grateful for my whole family. This is due to multiple things. One of being which, uh, on my mom's side of the family, there's about 45 of them, and we're a huge bunch, but a close bunch. And so it's like when we go out to restaurants, we book out half the restaurant, and when we go on our annual camping trip, it's basically the whole campground is just my family. I love it, and it's the all the love that is around when I'm with them is a sense of home to me. And this leads me into my couple of my other reasons. Back in 2004, during a family gathering, we had a close call and a scary accident. I was about 4 at the time, and I was with my older sister, and we were playing inside the house, inside my grandparents' house. And we were interrupted all of a sudden when my mom barges in and is frantically asking, "Has anyone seen Laurel? Does anyone know where she is?" And Laurel is my younger sister, and she was just shy of 2 years old at the time. So, I mean, my 4-year-old brain couldn't comprehend anything that was happening. But my older sister and I eventually come out to the backyard to see my mom pulling out my baby sister from the pond, looking completely lifeless. She didn't have a pulse that they could find and wasn't breathing or responding. My mom was doing CPR until the medics came. My whole family was just being around and, trying to help. But when my little sister got to the emergency room, they were able to find a faint pulse. But the doctors had gone out and talked to my mom and was saying there's only a small hair of hope. And he explained that the first 24 hours is the most critical time. And then after that, they would be able to assess if she had what brain functions she would have left. So my little family had never been closer. Everyone was together and trying to comfort my family and my parents especially, and trying to figure out what to do with a 4 and 6-year-old at this point in situation. And just everyone was together and praying and helping each other. So the next morning, the doctors were testing my little sister to see if she would show any response to any stimulus. And she didn't, and my mom recalls the neurologists are giving her that "I'm so sorry" look. But my mom refused to give up on that little sliver of hope, and she was singing my little sister a lullaby. And then my younger sister she began opening her eyes, and the doctors were saying, like, don't get too excited about this. It could have just been a reflex. But then there continued to be more positive signs, and eventually my sister actually woke up. And everyone in the room was completely just dumbfounded, especially the doctors who were saying there was no medical terms to explain any of that. There was just no medical reasoning, because all the lab testing and everything was just indicating completely opposite results. But so I have my younger sister, and she's alive and well, and no damage, no health issues or anything. So I look back to this event because I was only 4 and not able to super comprehend everything, and I just can't help but to feel an enormous amount of gratitude and just so happy that I get to have my little baby sister. I especially have to recall on this event and remember that feeling when she's in my room taking out my clothes and trying to push my buttons to see how far she can push them. But regardless, I just am so insanely grateful to have my little baby sister. And so when I think back to that day 14 years ago, it just makes me realize how important it is to love and appreciate your family every single day. And because of that, I just have so much gratefulness and love for my family. And they're such a big part of my life.